Today I am going to talk about astrological combination for love marriage. The Vedic astrology is one of the ancient subject in the history, but love marriage is something that is happening quite often in current scenario. So how do we relate these two is little bit tricky. So in order to understand this, we need to understand difference between conventional marriage and unconventional marriage. Let me talk about conventional marriage first. So conventional marriage is something that is happening according to the tradition. So typically in conventional marriage, the bride and groom will be meeting just before the marriage, and the marriage will be typically approved by a society. The bride will be typically lesser age than the groom. So this is called conventional marriage. In unconventional marriage, the bride and groom will be knowing each other well in advance before marriage. So they may be possibly in a love relationship, and sometimes they may not get approval from the society and the family. So this is how we can differentiate conventional marriage and unconventional marriage. Now we have to see what are the astrological combination for unconventional marriage which can be related to love marriage. Now let us understand some of the astrological combination that represents unconventional marriage. The planet Venus represents love, romance, spouse, marriage and romantic relationship. So when Venus is associated or aspected by Saturn or Mars, then unconventional marriage can be predicted. Number 2, the 7th house represents marriage and spouse in astrology. So when 7th lord or 7th house have aspect or association from Mars or Saturn, then we can predict unconventional marriage. Number 3, repeat step 2 from the consideration from moon. If 7th lord or 7th house from moon gets aspect or association from Saturn or Mars, then we can predict unconventional marriage. Even in unconventional marriage, there can be two scenarios. For some people, they may get approval from parents and society for love marriage. For some people, they may be breaking their religious tradition and coming out of their family to get married. So how to predict that? When Venus or 7th house gets aspect from Saturn and Mars, but however, if gets more benefic aspect, then the person will have love relationship, but however, he will get positive support from his family and society. So in those cases, the love marriage will finally end up in love cum arranged marriage. But whereas when Venus or 7th house gets aspect from Saturn and Mars, in addition, if it gets more affliction from other malefic planets, then the person will likely do love marriage without positive support from family and society. So let me summarize. In order to predict love marriage from horoscope, we need to understand what are the astrological combination for unconventional marriage. So when 7th lord or Venus gets aspect from Saturn and Mars, then the love marriage can be predicted. If more benefic planets get related to this combination, then the person will get positive support from family and society. If more malefic planet gets associated with this combination, then the person will get married without getting support from the family and society. I hope this will give a clear direction about how to predict love marriage in a horoscope.